are you? It's been such a long time, and I'm sure you didn't miss me. Because I definitely did miss you. Agrivoltaic. Have you heard about this term before? For me, yes, I actually came across this notion about 3 years ago when a friend of mine called Nate actually introduced that to me. And this friend of mine, we actually both parts of a group called the Royal African Agrivoltaic System. And he introduced that to me about 3 years ago, and telling me that this was going to be something very important for the future, something very important for Africa, especially Africa farming. And this is actually how we are using photovoltaic and agriculture together. So I found the concept very interesting at the time, but I have to admit, actually, I didn't do that much research. And actually, very recently, I could see that there has been a resurgence, of people looking at this concept. And obviously, a number of articles that I've seen here and there, and also a couple I have been, let's say, involved with, convinced me to look at that a little bit more deeper. And that's what we're doing today. So, are you okay? That's great. So, let me first of all reintroduce myself. So, for those of you who may not know me, may come across me for the first time and actually wondering, who is this guy talking about agrivoltaic? Oh, by the way, what is it about and what does he know about it? So, that's exactly what I want to discuss today, guys. Yeah. So, if that's okay. So, my name is Tony T, right? So, I'm the founder of CEO of a company called Renewable in Africa. We are your global clean energy champion. So, what does that mean exactly when I say we are your global clean energy champion? It simply means that anything that you want to find out about the renewable energy sector, definitely come to me. Yeah, come to us. You have the right person, right? So, whether you are an investor, you say, hey, I have lots of money. I want to pump into the sector. I want to pump to agrivoltaic. I just don't know what it's all about. So when it comes to this platform, what I can promise you is actually we give you all the information that are relevant to you and help you make informed decisions so that you know how to use your precious money. Because your money is not only precious for you, but also precious for us, right? Because we know that the more satisfied you are with your money, the more you can invest into us, into the sector. So that's why for me, it's very, very important to make sure that we have you on board, right? It's okay? Excellent. That's great. And as I was saying, so we helping our investors, but we sort of respond to the queries from professional that's saying that, hey, I'm in the sector, I'm in agriculture, I'm in finance, right? I'm in banking, I'm a doctor, but I want to get involved into renewables energy. So how do we make it happen? Whoa, again, in front of you, you have somebody who's about more than 10 years ago has gone through this exact same process. And as I'm talking to you about that, by the way, you want to know that I'm preparing another course that's very interesting for you that we're going to release in September that we're showing you how you can actually raise awareness, right? How you can raise awareness about the product that you are doing that may be involved into the sector. So, but back into what I'm talking about today. So I'm saying you may be a professional saying, I want to get involved. I just don't know how to do it. Definitely by connecting with Renewables in Africa channel that we have here, so you're gonna get all the information that you need. And I can promise you, if you look at the videos that we've been releasing so far, I'd be quite surprised if you don't find a couple that are of interest for you, right? So that's great. And the third group, so you could be a business owner, yeah, or business professional, and you're saying we having very heavy industry, but we want to contribute. We want to see how we can decarbonize our operations. So what the modus operandi? Don't worry. In here as well, you'll find many, many, many videos where we're talking about that. And by the way, the great thing is, as I'm talking to you, what I want you to do is just three things, definitely. Number one, I want you, first of all, to connect with our channel if you haven't done it yet, because we actually quite fortunate here because we're broadcasting on multiple channels at the same time. So we have LinkedIn, we have YouTube, we have Facebook, we have Twitter, and we have Telegram. So you see, you have enough channel for you to connect. So please don't tell me that you don't know how to get in touch with us, right? So definitely there's enough channel. And beside that, if you haven't done it, by the way, just subscribe right now to any of those platforms. In fact, to all of those platforms, I would like you to subscribe. And the other thing, leave a comment. Let us know what you think about that. By the way, as I'm talking about that, I can see there's a couple of people have Evangelista, but also saying I was very much my friend who actually sent a message already to say hello. Hey, I'm very Happy to see you, ladies. Great to see you. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. As we're gonna go through this video, if you have any questions, just send that to me, and I do the best at the end of it just to recap and to give you the information. If that's okay with you, excellent. So the third thing that I want you to do, just share this video, share this concept. If you like it, just share it, because there's a lot of people I believe will be interested about what we're talking about today. They're just not aware. So how can you help them? You share with them, right? So how can you help me? You share that with them, right? And also the last thing, feel free to criticize. I like criticism. I enjoy it. Don't think that you're gonna offend me. No, not at all. In fact, you're doing me a favor when you're telling me what you like, what you do not like. And feel free as well to send any question if you have any, right? Excellent. I'm hoping that it kind of set the scene for what we're about to do today, just right now. Yeah. So, and like I say, I'm enjoying having this conversation with you on a regular basis, and I couldn't do that last week because I was way too busy, and I can tell you I was not happy about myself, right? Because I like it when I can converse with you. So now back into the topic. So one of the first thing that I want to tell you is that the concept of agrivoltaic is actually quite old, right? Is that old as me, right? So I think the concept dates back at the beginning of the 80s, right? And then it's currently experiencing a real revolution. And as you could understand from the word, it's actually the combination of solar photovoltaic and also agriculture, right? But before you even go down into it, a little bit more into details, it's important for us to understand, first of all, what is the problem that we have here. Because if we understand what is the problem, then we understand a bit better why is it needed, or why could it be interesting or not, right? So that's what I want to say. So the challenge that we have in here, and I'm sure if you're part of the sector, and even if you're not part of the sector, it's easy for you to understand it and to realize it, because installing solar PV, when you have those large solar plants that have been deployed, even smaller, what it means that you need to have land, unless you're doing a rooftop solar installation, in which case you're using somebody's roof. So when you use it on the ground mounted, so that means you need like a large swath of land, yeah. So that's what you're doing, and this has an impact on the land sustainability, and this could potentially affect the soil stability, the water retention, and so on and so forth, right? And clearly, with this issue of land, there's clearly a competition, because that same land could be used for food production. So if you can imagine, then in emerging markets where people are already struggling enough, to make up their living, right? So if you're now having to compete, and they're using the land obviously to harvest crops and to sell it. Now, if you're gonna be using that to do solar, sometimes it could be a little bit of a contention, right? So I'm sure many people can understand it. And the other way to look at that is, clearly food is important. But if we're going to be fighting for the same result, which is the land, you can see already that where the conflict is here. And with the world population that is growing, in fact, there's a projection saying that by the United Nations, that by 2025, which is about 3 years ago, we're going to be going past the 8 billion people. Could you imagine that? 8 billion. When I was born, clearly we're not there, right? It was still at 6 billion, something like that. 8 billion now we're talking about, right? That's quite significant. 8.1 billion precisely, that's what they say. And as you can imagine, it also means that the demand for food would increase, right, significantly. In fact, researchers are saying that when you are covering the cropland, right, that land that also is used to growing crop, it clearly doesn't make sense. That's what they're saying. But at the same time, we also know that we have this issue of energy access, and we also know that we need to be confronting the challenge of climate change, right? So how do you reconcile all of that? So that's with this kind of idea in mind that agrivoltaic is actually coming is coming together. So obviously you've seen already different solutions in how to tap into climate change, to tap into food production, and so on and so forth. That's just one new concept. Oh, new concept. I wouldn't say new. Let's just say it's a concept that is gaining a lot more attention, scrutiny at the moment, right? Because, like I say, as I told you, right at the beginning, So it's been around since 1980s. So when we're talking about agrivoltaic, it's not just about overcoming land use, but it's about using solar PV, you know, in a clever manner to see how you can really benefit agriculture. What does I mean by that? You know, just by the way you set it up, I think people that are designer could maybe slightly understand a bit better than other people. So just by having a better setup, you know, a better angle, so you can have a rainwater that is dropping on the crop, and that could be good for harvesting, right? So you're providing a better way to nurture for environment to nurture just crop, right? So that's actually very important. And in fact, the the first agrivoltaic system was actually done in East Africa. So that was in early this year. It was in Isinya in Kenya, and that was a combined effort of multiple universities. I think I don't know all of them by heart, but you certainly have Sheffield, York, Teesside, right? So that's definitely what you have. And the other thing is with agrivoltaic, what we're talking about here is that instead of having the system mounted on the ground like we normally have with traditional solar arrays, so those panels are constructed with several meter height, right? So it is quite high. So this allow crops to be grown underneath. So I mean, I think you probably can see the picture behind me. You see, it's a little bit higher because normally with a normal solar plant, you would have those panels that are closer to the ground. In this case, because it's slightly higher, then underneath you can have plant that you're growing. And like I say, you then will use the shade, but also use the slope to make sure that maybe you can influence the way water will be dropping on those plants, and that's actually quite good. And the other thing that's very interesting, that's probably what you want to know. And for me, when I was doing the research, I found it quite interesting because I have to say I didn't know too much about that. So is that there is actually what people call a sweet spot, because contrary to what we may be thinking, a plant getting too much sunshine, it's not good, actually, right? Like anything else, there is the right level of sunlight that you want to get, right? And actually, when you go past that point, which is called the point of light saturation, basically, so this actually is detrimental to the growth of the plant, and it doesn't allow the plant to go through photosynthesis that you know is important for the plant for the plant health. And in fact, if the plant is getting so much sunshine, I think what it increases is actually the need for water, right? So that means the plant become thirsty and need more water. And if you are, and like, as I'm saying, if it's very dry, very hot, more it's very it's very possible that in fact that it's very possible in fact that the plant will not have enough water, right? That means that it may be a little bit dry and it needs to be irrigated more, which also could be a little bit of a problem, right? So by having agrivoltaic where you're protecting the plant as well, so you kind of like a bringing additional benefits, you know, to the to agriculture, to farmers in this place. And this can allow farmers, because now they have a better nurturing environment, maybe to introduce other crops that could have higher potential, that could also have higher earning potential for them. And this is what obviously you could see where you can bring all of that together, right? And that's how people are saying that this is how you can actually be harvesting the sun twice, right? So first of all, we harvest the sun because you need that for the crop, but you also harvest that through the photovoltaic to again to reinforce what you're already doing. So that's one of the reasons why agrivoltaic is gaining so much importance at the moment. But research has still been done because, as I told you, just early this year, well, I think it was March, if I'm correct. So we had that research in Kenya, and that was actually the first one in Kenya. But you probably should know as well that Kenya is not the only place where they're doing research. In fact, they've done research in many other places. I can show you maybe one picture very quickly. Allow me to share my screen. You could see that an experiment that's been done in Massachusetts in America. It's been conducted by the National Renewable Energy, I think it's laboratory, NREL. So as you can see, they're doing some research there, having the right angle, the right slope, and looking at how this actually improving the growth of the plant and how can that be beneficial. So that's an example of another experiment that they are doing. But I know as well that it has been quite a common topic in many other places as well, right? They've done it. I think I've seen example where they've done it in Japan. They've done it as well in Italy before, and other countries, right? So clearly there is a lot that's happening. And in fact, when we're talking about the scrutiny, it's because it's happening as well on the African continent, because we can see, hey, this could potentially be interesting. And that's probably where I'm gonna end with this presentation before I can tap into questions. By the way, if you have questions, now is the time for you to ask the question, please. So, because for me, I also see a third benefit. Absolutely. A third benefit could be when you have those farmers, especially the one that own land, right? So large plot of land. Not only you can use agrivoltaic to improve the nurturing environment of your crops, but you also use agrivoltaic to get the power you need to develop your agriculture. Definitely, because most of the time, I think you also know that our farmers, they're struggling because they're still using rudimental techniques, right? And but for them to have a more mechanical system, you need, when you talk about mechanical, you need something to power that mechanical system. And if you actually in a place whereby you're not connected to the grid, so how do you make it happen? Bear in mind that you're already struggling to get the light you need, even just first of all to for your household. So that means in region like that where it's very sunny, again, you can harness the sun, right, to get the power you need to be a great support system for your agriculture. So there's nurture environment, there's power to support your agriculture and make it even more effective. But there's also something else, a third point that I see, which is the fact that you could simply, as a farmer, if you have land, basically, you can lend your land, rent it to other people to develop it. And I know that, for example, because we are solar developers, renewables in Africa, right? I know we focus into CNI, but sometimes that CNI implies as well having some systems developed, obviously, on ground mount. And for I can tell you, for example, one of the projects that we're exploring and a country in Central Africa. So there is this idea whereby we have a factory that needs to develop a 4 megawatt system, and we have two options. There's one option where we have enough land, and that land belongs to the factory. The challenge is actually far from the factory, but there is another solution whereby obviously the system will be closer to the solution, but the land around belongs to farmers, and you need to be talking to farmers and to see whether they'll be happy to basically rent those land for us to install the system. So this is where I'm saying this is the third benefit, is the fact that even with those land, so those farmers can actually earn extra benefit if they allow that land to be rented by somebody else and just earn some income based of it. So for me, I definitely see this concept as very, very interesting. And then but it's still a little bit early stage though, and then I think a lot more studies needs to be done there to see exactly whether it's worth it or not, because this is the other thing that I need to mention as well, because we also need to look at the cost component. The cost component is, I think, from what I've seen, again, early stage, is that if you look at the LCOE, which is levelized cost of energy, right? So for an agrivoltaic system, so we're talking about you know anything between 30 to 40% more expensive than a traditional solar PV system, and which obviously it's something that we shouldn't we shouldn't lose track of. So you want to be looking at that to see whether or not it's worth it. So and 30-40%, that significant, right? So you can't neglect it. But the concept clearly it's one of an interest, and it's tapping into two issues. One is food shortages, right? And then the other one as well is energy access. So that's what I wanted to present for you today, and then I'm hoping you find it interesting. So I can see there's some remark there. Definitely gonna go there and look at that. But I want to know for you. So what are you thinking about that? Is it a topic that you feel, or an initiative you feel could be useful for Africa or even for other places? Is it the goats of plant farming, right? Is it the greatest of all time? Do you think this is the solution that we're looking for? So I very much would like to hear from you. I'd be delighted to have your opinion, and yeah, and just let me know what you think. So in between, let me just now move on and check whatever I have as a question here. So normally, what I do here at this stage, I would display the question that people have sent me, and we can discuss that. So let's have a look at that. So what we here have Evangelista. Please share the link so something to read so we can know more. Oh, don't you like me talking, Evangelista? Well, let me do something nice for you. So let me share a link. So at least you have something you can read. Yeah, I do that. Like I say, so because at least you were connected today, and I always like to uh like I say, not only praise and do something for people that are attending. So listen, that's one article. Let me see. Yeah, yeah, that's one article that I feel will be interesting for you to read. That's professor from a university. Yeah, so you will see. So I want definitely you to have a look at that. You'll find it very interesting. Let me see if I can find something else. I had as well another link that was I thought quite good. 1 second. Yes, I have it here. I'm just gonna paste two of them, right? Because I think there's many. In fact, the reality is, if you're really interested by that, so feel free just to do your own research on the internet. Yeah, you will have a lot of it coming. So let me just paste another link, and at least you can't be saying that I've not done something for you, right? So now you have to do something for me. You have to share. Joking. Okay, here is another link. So there's a couple of links here for people that may want to know more. But like I say, there's a lot more reading into that. So I clearly would encourage you to do your own research, right? So excellent. That's great. So let me just look at. Then I had Selena. Hey Selena, do you have a question? If you stay connected, I can Selena just say hi, Tony. Hi everyone. Hi Selena. Thank you for connecting. Appreciate that as always. And we need to catch up soon, right? In fact, I'm gonna have a live Selena soon, so you guys want to watch out. Um, Another one, that Siabonga, that great topic. Agrivoltaics would make a lot of sense in Africa. Yeah, the potential is here. Potential is there. So as usual, the economics will be very important because that's sometimes what will determine whether or not a solution is scaled up or not, right? So the economics will be very good to watch. But I agree with you; it's definitely very interesting, and that's why I'm interested. So when I found out about that 3 years ago, I thought, okay, that's something in there, but I didn't pursue it that much. But it just recently, like I say, I've seen like a stronger interest into it, and have been approached by a couple of people regarding project in this sense. So then I decided, hey, maybe it's time as well for us to start looking at that. Yeah. So Siabong, are you doing something in that? So let me know. So I like to find out whether you're involved into it in some shape or form. So excellent, excellent. So is there any question? I know we are some people are on holidays, enjoying their time. Guys, my holiday is you, right? So every time I'm talking to you, I'm working at the same time having holiday. So is there any question that I may not have addressed, or something that you may not have understood properly? So happy to do that. Or I can also say, if you happen to join the live afterward and you have question, drop it. Don't worry, that's fine for me. So I make sure that I'll respond to that. So if you have something you prefer to speak in private, not a problem at all. So reach out to me, and I'd be happy to connect. Yeah. And then, like I said, but share. That's important. And also let me know if there was a topic that you want, because actually the way this topic came about. So, like I said, I had a couple of people sending me email about that and requesting me whether I could talk about that. That's what the hell. Why not? I'm happy to do so. And also, it was actually quite good because in that same space of time, I had, as I mentioned to you, a couple of initiatives that I've been close to, and I thought that's a great time for me to look at that. Yeah. So let me just, I can see. Okay. Siabonga is saying not yet. Hope to get it soon. Yeah. Hope to get it soon. Happy to reconnect soon. Okay. Not a problem. So you know where to find us. So yeah, that's what it's all about. Yes. So as you know, agriculture is a huge topic for Africa. Yeah. So and I think employs close to 60% of our working population. So yeah, and as you could see the projection there, so 8 billion by 2025, meaning that the food demand will be huge. And you could already see, for example, with the war in Ukraine and the food crisis that we have there. So, and also, like I say, look at the fact that we actually realize that big portion of Africa don't even feed itself, whereby we have the land, the most, the most arable land, yeah, in the world, and we won't be able, we're not able to do it. So no good. So that's what I was able to say for today. I don't think there's any other question that I have missed. So if there is, please let me know right now. Otherwise, I take it that you are satisfied with what you've heard today. You're gonna be sharing the video. You promised that to me. You're gonna be leaving a comment. You're gonna be subscribing, and you're gonna be telling me what is that you would like to see going forward. There's many topics that we've lined up. There's a couple of people that reach out to me, so I can promise you this is going to be very interesting. Probably going to talk about solar irrigation soon. I'm actually talking to one of the gentlemen who actually approached me. I've been sharing some example of what they're doing, and clearly I'm going to be showcasing that in this channel, right? So that's going to be fantastic and great. So yeah, that's what I have to say. So I probably have to go back to my people as well, and I'm hoping as well to reconnect with you very soon. Okay. Excellent. So I don't think there is any more question that I've not covered. Uh, yeah. So very. By the way, thank you those of you who connected today. Appreciate that. So I'm hoping that I will stay in touch. And then look at that. It always happen. Every time I want to go, somebody. Yeah. Every time I want to go, somebody always drop a question. Okay. But I'm here to serve you guys. Hey, so let me take it. Let me look at that. So I had first of all Sunday Sunday saying interesting. Hey, Sunday, we're interesting to you. I'm interesting to you, right? So just tell me. So what is that you want to know? What is that you find interesting? What is that you don't find interesting? Interesting conversation. Looking forward to Sorry Engagement. Excellent. I was waiting for you, Linda. Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So we're here to serve you. We're here to talk about what you want us to talk about. So just let us know, and we do the research and we bring it forward, right? So and we can also share a couple of examples that we do with some of our clients. Yeah, why not? So we love it. We love it to share the knowledge like that. That's excellent, and I love to spend my time with you and to get it and hear from you what you want, because what I need and what I want is relevant. Is what do you want to what do you want to know, right? So and I'm happy to bring that up front. That's what this channel is all about. Like I said, it's about demystifying the renewable energy sector for you. We make it seamless for you to engage from wherever you are. Right? That's the whole point of what we're doing. Excellent. So I think this time there's no question. it's so funny because every time I'm about to go, that's when people drop a question. Let's see what is going to happen now. Let me give you maybe 5 seconds to see if it's going to happen. If not, I'm just going to go this time for real. By the way, so I'm saying that joking, but thank you, Linda. So thank you, Sunday. So for responding, for connecting. Really appreciate that. Really value that, and I love it. I love it. Right. So that's what it's all about. So interacting with you. Excellent. And like I say, watch out for renewables in Africa. There's a number of things that we're working on that we're going to be releasing very soon. We have a new course that we're going to be releasing in September. I'm currently working it as I'm speaking right now. So multiple other things that we're working on. So definitely get engaged, right? So either me will respond to you or one of my colleagues will respond to you, right? Excellent. So I think this time I'm free. Yeah. I'm free to go this time. Excellent, ladies and gentlemen. So, as usual, I'm delighted to be able to connect with you, to talk to you. And like I say, I'm very much looking forward that we'll have the chance to meet again in on Wednesday. On Wednesday is at 5:30 BST time. So make sure that you have in mind. And next Sunday as well, we actually connecting twice a week, right? So and to cover as many. And on Wednesday, I'm thinking about covering a topic that is slightly different but still very interesting, right? So I want to tell you why I decided at the time not to do an MBA, right? Because at the time I was thinking about that. Should I do an MBA? Should I not? And I know a lot of people sometimes are having those discussions. And I'll tell you why I didn't do that an MBA and why I'm so happy because it led me to where I am here talking about renewable energy to you guys. I'm not sure I would have had the chance to do it should I have I had an MBA. I'll let you know more on Wednesday. Is that okay? Excellent. So you have a great and wonderful rest of your day. And then, as I usually say, guys, may the sun be with you. Get better.